Hold on. I gotta figure something out real quick. I figured it out. Oh, what's up, Corey? How are you, dude? Looking through my reference photos for something to draw, and I got maybe that one. Yeah, that one looks cool. I'm gonna do another kingfisher. Catch it up real quick. Sketching process is not the easiest process. You just kind of gotta be free with it. Stuff's happening in the world right now. I'm not too positive I'll be going to Mexico. Probably gonna wait until morning to decide. But there is definitely some crazy shit going on down there right now. So, it's okay. Could always go next year. That I'm looking at, you can't see this bird's eye because of the feathers and whatnot, which I think is kind of cool. With my abstract bird drawings, I like to create the perch to where it looks like it's going into the bird. Like the branch is part of the bird, kinda. See that well with the sketch because it's so light, but I'll get in there with the pens and darken it all up and make it look cool. Yeah, if you feel the need. I won't be on here too late, but I dipped out of work early because I want to come hang out with you fine people. Grow the channel. It was my evening walking. Like I probably walked about 15-20 miles tonight. Can't hear me. Let's do this. probably hear me a little bit better now, but we'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna draw this. I'm gonna do all the depth and shading and lighting all freehand, so yeah. I'm still gonna put an eye in there, but I'm outside. That's cool. What are you doing outside, cat? Not sure what to do. Trust the process. That's some pretty good words of advice. I trust the process, dude. You really do sometimes. Damn. You don't have a key or anything? Yeah, I always draw birds. I just like drawing them. I appreciate you guys though. Share the video, dude. Share it with whoever. Trying to get subs, dude. I'm trying to get some subscribers, man. I mean, you guys could just chill if you want. That's like, I'm thankful that you guys are checking out my artwork, dude. Like, that's what I love doing. The reference photo was a kingfisher, but I think it was from like a different country. I don't know. I just did a basic sketch of it, and I'm gonna try to create something cool with it. Like I'm gonna make it look like it's part of the tree branch that it's sitting on. It should turn out pretty sick. It's nice. Thank you, dude. I appreciate your kind words. Time to fish for some crown. Oh, I love reading these chats, dude. I mean, crows are kind of a challenge to draw because they're all black, and I'm drawing with black ink. So, yeah, kind of a challenge. You want to see the tattoos? So I got I got all these. It says open mind on my knuckles. I got downriver on my fingers. That's like a sobriety thing. So I was part of a fellowship in AA called the Downriver Boys. I've got Indigo Soul Spectrum because I'm on the spectrum, and I used to listen to like Flatbush Zombies a lot. I've got the All Seeing Eye right there, and I got that after I met my all-time favorite artist, Alex Gray. Um, I got a feather because when I'm drawing, my hands are light as a feather. Um, I got a woman's face right here. Got another woman's face right here. This is all aquatic, and this is all birds. Like, I truly love birds, dude. My whole left arm has just a bunch of different birds on it. I don't know what that is. What's a soldier? Thank you, dude. I appreciate you saying that. I don't know. I've got the majority of my body tattooed. That was the thing. Like I have a lot of tattoos. Vampirina, Vampirana. Your voice is kind of ASMR. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. I don't know. Like I created a playlist of my live streams so that people would watch them. And like, there's been this lady that comes on here, and she says that like her watching me draw and shit, and like listening to me talk about art and shit like that helps her relax. So I created a playlist of all my lives, like the ones where I'm just drawing. And if you want to check them out, go for it. I need the watch hours because I am trying to create a side income with YouTube, but it's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But I appreciate you just checking out the live, dude. Checking out me draw. Hopefully this bird turns into something crazy. If you're new to the live, thanks for checking it out. My name is Sean Towns, and I'm a small channel trying to grow. So, whatever you can to help me out is much appreciated. Did it take long to get 50 subs so you could stream? Honestly, dude, I don't remember. So, like, I started this YouTube channel a while ago, and some would say I know a lot of people, but like honestly, I couldn't tell you because I got the 50 subs, and then I totally like just set YouTube aside, dude, and didn't do anything with it. And then I started posting shorts, and I always saw the live feature was enabled, so I figured why not just start doing live illustrations and watercolor paintings and shit. And I guess people love it, so good for them. And like mainly I just get on here and talk about artwork. But this is just something quick, all off the top of my dome. I looked at a reference photo for the shape of the bird, but like as far as the texture and the shading and all that shit, that's all off the top of my head. Like this beak is too big, but it still looks cool. Um, the reference photo that I looked at was a kingfisher, but I think it was like an exotic kingfisher. You know what I mean? Not one from like the Pacific Northwest. One from like Zimbabwe or something like that. I don't know. I don't know where they originate from, so but it looked different than a normal kingfisher. Honestly, I just go on like Upsplash and iStock photos and shit like that, and I just look up pictures of birds. If they look appealing, then I'll draw them later. But I just want to say something. I'm super stoked for all the new subscribers. Thanks for taking an interest in my artwork. I really do appreciate it. It makes me so happy to be able to do this stuff. Purple Ride, what's up? How are you? But yeah, I'm kind of in a dilemma. I was supposed to leave the country on Thursday coming up, but I don't know if I'm gonna. I'll be right back. Yes, birds. Birds, birds. Birds are great. They're awesome. That bird kind of looks cool. It's just the start of it, though. Like I was saying, I just like getting on here and drawing. It's super fun. Excuse me. Hell yeah, dude. Vampirana, thank you. That's a happy day right there. With the heart to match, too. Thanks, dude. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you so much. It's truly what I love doing. Thank you. I appreciate you guys saying that. Those are very kind words. Um, I know feathers could be a challenge sometimes, no matter what position they're in, but I try to capture the essence of the bird. But what I'm doing with this is I'm going to make it look like the bird is connected to the tree. You know what I'm saying? So, like here, there's a branch coming out of its head. The back of the bird, there's a branch connected in there. And then through this branch right here, there's going to be no defined, like, this is bird, this is branch. You know what I'm saying? It'll look cool. Other types of birds have you drawn so far? I love drawing owls. Um, I love drawing hawks and birds of prey and shit like that. And everyone that knows me in person, they say those are your strongholds. Like those are some of your powerful pieces. And I mean, like I could do photorealistic owl, like nobody's business. Um, Especially with digital painting. But yeah, just like drawing birds. I like drawing other things too. I'm trying to get into drawing like fish and like fish from the Pacific Northwest, like salmon and trout and shit like that, because people like that stuff, especially in the area that I live in. Like people love going fishing and shit. So I gotta change up my size. There's an 8. This should do. Then I do like little scratch marks just to give it some extra depth and texture to whatever it may be. David Rofe, what's up, dude? Ashley, hello, how are you? Good to see you guys. Thanks for checking out the chat. Thanks for checking out the live illustration. Um, I mainly come on here and do live drawings and shit. So if you like what you see, don't be shy to sub in. Share the live too. Coyote, what up? Are you Bob Ross? I am not Bob Ross. I love Bob Ross though. Bob Ross was an oil painter, okay? I just like to draw. I like to draw nature and wildlife and animals and birds and shit like that. But was I raised on Bob Ross? Absolutely. Do I watch Bob Ross still today? Almost every day and every weekend. Do I take advice from him? For sure. Like, one of his most iconic sayings is we all see nature through different eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all see art and creativity differently. And I think that's what I'm trying to get across is like, we all can do art. It's just we don't take the time or the initiative to exercise our creative muscle. I mean, it's right there, it's right in front of us. You know what I'm saying? All we need to do is pick up a pencil. Paper's cheap as fuck. You could just go get it out of the printer and just start scratching marks on paper, dude. Like that's literally how you start a piece. Even if it's a silly sketch, it could still turn into something beautiful. But yeah, I just like to draw. I like to express my creativity. I used to do a bunch of live paintings when I was younger, but I was developing a problem. I was doing art shows and shit and live painting shows and stuff, and I was selling paintings. What type of bird is that? The reference photo for this bird was a kingfisher, but it was like a exotic kingfisher. So like one from the Sahara or some shit like that. But I'm doing all this shading and feather work and all that shit right off the top of my head, like not looking at a reference. What I'm gonna try to do is make it look like this branch is. I'm gonna try to make it look like the branch and the bird are one. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not gonna be a definitive, distinct line between the branch and the bird. It'll look cool. I've done it before. It looks great. Anyways, um, I lost my train of thought. Oh well, it's really cool. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you saying that, David. Um, if you haven't yet, subscribe, dude. I post mainly things on here about artwork, and I do live illustrations and live paintings and shit. So I love talking about creativity and art, shit like that. It makes me happy, dude. It brings peace into my life. And by the end of this week, I have the next like 3 weeks off. And my plans may be changing. My plans might be changing by the morning. So that means if they do change, I'm going to be doing a bunch of live illustrations here soon, which is going to be so much fun. I gotta do something. You gotta be careful with this ink too. Sometimes it smudges. Sometimes it doesn't dry as quickly as you think. Cat's nightmare. No, it's a kingfisher. But I mean, like, if you think it looks like a robin, then yeah, it could be a robin. I mean, I sketched it from a reference, but all that shading and all that line work in there, that's all from the top of my head. I don't know. I think it looks cool. And if you think it looks cool, that's all that matters. It's all good, dude. I mean, like, you don't have to know a lot about birds. That looks lovely. Thank you, Pink Soink. It's a branch bird, a newly discovered species. You can call me Emily. All right, Emily. Um, I appreciate your kind words. I appreciate your kind words for sure. Um, my name's Sean Towns. Uh, I like to do live illustrations and live drawings and shit. That's why I come on here. Sometimes I'll do a live watercolor painting even. Would be a great tat. You're right, dude. It would be a great tat. So this one, here I'm gonna time out. I'm gonna show you something. I did this one yesterday morning and same sort of concept, but I literally just sketched up a bird flying and I wanted to make the perch that it was on look like an upside down skull almost. I don't know if you could really see that, but I think it turned out pretty cool. And I'm going to try to capture this sort of like dark style with this one too, but it takes time, you know? You do a lot of art. Cool. That's awesome. Awesome, guys. If you guys love doing art, keep doing art. Um, it is all in the details, you're right. Um, just to put that out there, I do live illustrations on here. I love it. I love these types of conversations, talking about art, talking about drawing and painting and all that shit. If you haven't yet, subscribe. I do this stuff as much as I can, and I love conversing with you people about this kind of stuff. So, hooray. Today's a good day, dude. Woo. All right, on. That's sick, dude. Yeah, the whole like horror movie thing, that's definitely a niche. Like people love horror movies and shit, and I never really got into that. I never really saw the excitement of being scared, I guess. I don't know. Um, welcome, here's bro. Ohio. Right on. Do you do your own tattoos? No. So I hung out in a tattoo shop throughout my early 20s. It was a private studio, and I hung out with the guy a lot. His name was Brad, and he was a super cool He was a super cool dude. Hard to get scared by movies. Yes, the bird is part of the tree, and by the end of the whole illustration, this bird will be stuck in this tree. He ain't flying anywhere, dude. It's gonna be it's gonna look cool. Just wait. Anyways, I don't do my own tattoos. I just like to draw. I like to draw and like I like to draw live, dude. When I was younger, I did a lot of live paintings, and it was fun. I loved talking to people about the mindset and the process and shit like that. But I was uh I was young and I was getting drunk a lot and drinking a lot and doing drugs and shit like that. And it eventually came that I had to check myself into rehab and get my life together. And how I got through the recovery process was fucking drawing, dude. So, Paul Dixon, I appreciate that, dude. I do psychedelic art. That's awesome, dude. Have you ever heard of a guy by the name of Alex Gray? Paul Dixon? Back. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, drawing's the shit, dude. It definitely passes the time. It helps you stay creative, and you're exercising your mind, dude. Like if you think about it. I haven't. I'll look it up. Alex who? Alex Gray, man. So you ever heard of the band Tool? You know the band Tool? He's crazy, dude. Like Alex Gray's the shit, man. As far as psychedelic art, dude. Well, okay, so you've heard of the band Tool. Well, he does all the album artwork for the band Tool, and he does most of his oil paintings with like the influence or the perspective of what a DMT trip would be like, or what an LSD trip would be like, or what a mushroom trip would be like. But he reflects the process of creativity in that process as well, which is awesome. Yeah, he's great. I had the opportunity in 2016 to meet him and actually do artwork with him. It was so, like, probably one of the most humbling experiences I've ever had in my life, dude. It was incredible. Um, yeah. Anyways, guys, I just want to say thanks for all you guys checking out this live and conversing about art. And, if you subscribed, appreciate it. If you didn't, thanks for the conversation, dude. Like, talking about art is so much fun. And it's kind of relaxing at the same time. Thank you for sharing your. Absolutely, Jenny. Absolutely. If you're thriving in life, that's all that matters. And no matter what it takes to do that, that's what you should focus on. You should constantly focus on what you're good at and try to get better at what you're good at, no matter what it takes. Oh, thank you, dude. Jenny, thank you. That's a happy day right there. Hell yeah. So, if you guys find these live streams relaxing or like a good thought process or whatever, um, I've made a playlist on my channel that you could just watch through all my live streams. It helps me with my watch hours and stuff. I would like to create a side income off of this. I know it's not going to be anything too crazy. Right on. Ziggy Laneable. What's up, dude? How are you, man? I hope you're having a good day or a good evening, wherever you're at in the world. Um, I mainly post things on here about artwork, and I like to do live illustrations, bro. So if you like what you see, fucking sub in, dude. I'm a small channel trying to grow, man. And I'm like, this is mainly what I do on here. And I've only been posting for about 2 weeks, maybe. I started the channel years ago, but I never did anything with it. So whatever helps, helps, dude. But I'm glad you've been doing artwork since '96, man. That's awesome, dude. I think in '96 I was like 8 or 9. I can't remember. But that's like when I started diving into doing artwork. Going to a new school. Cats, I hope you have fun. Make lots of friends. Show them your artwork, dude. Make a lot of creative friends. Like if you see people drawing, go up to them and be like, "Yo, can I draw with you? Can we collaborate on some stuff?" That's what makes art fun, dude. But I'm super stoked that you guys are taking an interest in this. I think it's awesome. And plus, I love doing this stuff. I love doing live illustrations and live paintings and shit like that. Same shorts. So that's the thing, dude. Jenny, YouTube in 2026 is going to be focusing mainly on shorts. Like they're still going to do the watch hours and all that shit, but their main push is like shorts and shorts views and shit like that. So keep that in mind. Absolutely, dude. That's what it's all about. Having fun. Once again, I want to thank you all for checking this out. I'm uh I'm super excited, dude. I'm super excited just to see the outcome. And I wasn't trying to go for anything like photorealistic or anything like that, but I think it looks cool. I might do some like hangy vine things in here, like a hangy vine down this way, maybe add another branch right there to frame it all together. This is another branch over here too. Um, that's what I thought. No. Yeah, for sure. Cool, cool, cool. I feel like the beak could use some work. It almost looks like Toucan Sam. A little bit. Kind of has that Toucan Sam sort of vibe. Really good work, by the way. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it, too. Um, I like to draw, man. I mainly come on here and do lives and just do live illustrations and shit. I did a huge live watercolor painting over the weekend. I spent like fucking 13 hours on it or something, dude. Um, it turned out pretty cool, but I'm having more fun with just doing these quick freestyle illustrations. I sketched this from reference and I'm just going off the dome with the shading and shit. But I appreciate your words, man. Thank you. But I'm trying to make the bird look like it's a part of the tree. And it's coming together. Looks pretty cool. If you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. And I want to thank all the new subscribers who did this evening. Like, I love doing this stuff, you guys. This is so much fun. And it helps me stay creative. You know what I mean? It helps me stay creative. It helps me become a better artist. And I want to thank you guys for that. Like doing this stuff for you guys helps me become better at what I do, which is awesome. And hot. Thanks, bro. I think you're hot too. I don't know. Hell yeah. We may have ourselves an art piece here, ladies and gentlemen. This is definitely coming together. Excuse me. Yeah, looks pretty cool. Hmm. Excuse me 1 second. I'll be right back. I think I gotta change up my size. Change up my pen size. If you guys feel the need, share the live. Or don't. You guys could just hang out. Just talk. Converse. I appreciate you guys checking it out though. Appreciate everybody who's taken an interest into my artwork. And who does artwork. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're an artist out there and you like to draw or paint or sculpt or throw ceramics or whatever, do that shit, dude. Because soon we're going to be living in a world where no one's going to know how to do that shit. You know what I mean? So if you're good at something, try to become so good at it that like, that's all you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Try to become so infatuated with the hobby that just just drives you wild. You know what I'm saying? After this week, I got the next 2.5 weeks off, dude. Hell yeah. Woo woo. I want to do another branch right there. Thanks, cats. Appreciate it, dude. I do, and I'm starting. That's cool. And hey, dude, there's nothing wrong with California sober. I mean, if you need to smoke pot just to chill, smoke pot, man. I'm not like saying it's bad, because it's not. It came from the ground. God created it. You know what I mean? But alcohol sucks, dude. It changes your mind. It's definitely a mind altering substance for the worst. Like, I didn't know it, but I was turning into a mean alcoholic, just a vicious fucking alcoholic. And art got me through it. But yeah, it's all about one day at a time, bro. One day at a time, man. I feel you. Congratulations, dude. That's quite the accomplishment, man. That is quite the accomplishment. Keep going. Keep going, bro. You eventually get used to the sober life, man. And it's for sure a different lifestyle. Like, you find yourself wanting to not discover who you are, but like just to focus on yourself more. Like, what what kind of things you're passionate about, and what kind of things you want out of life and shit like that. I'm almost 16 years sober, dude, off of everything. My main DOC was hallucinogens, but yeah, I struggled with alcohol for a while. But congratulations, dude. Now, what do you mean you work with silicone? Like rubber and shit? Huh. That's cool, dude. My dad's a double amputee, man. So I definitely know where you're coming from, man. That's sick, dude. That's cool. And like, not only are you doing like you're make you're being creative with that stuff, but you're helping somebody out in the long run too. You know what I'm saying? Can you please do a what? Oh, that's cool. Right on. That's something different. Are you selling it? Danny, 1991. What do you want me to draw? I see a request coming up. What do you want me to draw, dude? I'll see if I could do it. Maybe not tonight, but on some other live, dude. I do have to get to bed here shortly. No. Huh? That's cool. I mean, that's definitely a different form of definitely a different form of artwork, dude. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this should be dark here. Excuse me. I hear you, bro. Like I'm just now getting the hang of streaming. It's something I've been wanting to get into for a while. And like with YouTube Live, it I don't know, I had to troubleshoot a lot of stuff, but it's I mean I enjoy doing it now. I got a pretty easy setup. So and like I'm trying to do an art festival in September, and most of these illustrations that I do on here will probably be featured in them. It's in my hometown where I live, but we'll see. We'll see if it happens. You never know. It's coming together. Looks pretty cool. What do you guys think? See what I'm saying with like how the branch like molds into the bird, or like like the bird is part of the tree. You know what I mean? I always thought it was a cool look, but that's just me. Beautiful. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate you saying that. Those are kind words. Dude, I'm neither, man. I'm not in Texas or LA. I'm in fucking Idaho, dude. I'm outside of Boise, man. Like, yeah, just fucking hillbilly podunk, man. But I mean, like, most of the people out here are hella conservative. They don't give a fuck about fine art or anything like that. Like, they would much rather just fucking go to the bar, get drunk, and go shoot their guns and shit, and go fucking hunt deer and elk and all that shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I love doing the outdoors thing. I love camping. I love doing all that shit. But the like art scene here fucking sucks, dude. It is terrible, man. Like that's like in my 20s, I was doing a shitload in the art scene here, and it wasn't for me. Like honestly, but I tried, dude. I tried getting out of here, man, and I almost died, dude. I went to I went and lived in Oregon for a little bit, and I was homeless out there for like 6 months, dude, and strung out on a bunch of fucking LSD, dude. And my brother ended up having to come and find me, and it just wasn't a good time. Originally from Dallas, things like that as well. I got family in Texas, dude. I mean, kinda. It's my uncle. My aunt lived out there, but she passed away last year. Um, but yeah, dude, the art scene in Idaho sucks, dude. Like that's one of the reasons why I draw birds so much. Yeah, it sucks, dude. Sarah, it was a struggle, but I got out of it. I'm on my feet now. I'm sober. I'm doing art, loving life. Hell yeah. Sarah, I want to thank you for checking out the live. And, you know, I mainly post things on here about artwork. And I love doing live streams. I love doing live illustrations. So if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. But if you don't, thanks for just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? I mainly post things on here about artwork. And I'm sober too over 1 year now. Congratulations, dude. Uh, the you made it 1 year. That's awesome. Um, keep going. Keep pursuing the sober life. You eventually just get used to it. And I was telling Jamie right above you that that's what it's all about, dude. You find different things that you want to pursue in the journey of sobriety that makes you just feel not better about life, but it just makes you feel more accomplished and fulfilled. Because with like the party lifestyle, it's you're pursuing that lifestyle either because you want to get famous off of it, which is super fucking dangerous because you could die, or you you're just filling a void of something that you're missing in your life. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, dude. That's awesome. Thank you, Sarah. That's a happy day right there when you get a subscriber. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hell yeah. But yeah, I mainly come on here and do lives. And for the most part, I end up talking about either sobriety, creativity, artwork, or just like honestly, I hang out with Cat's Nightmare, dude. She's always on my lives, and she's the fucking shit. If you guys haven't already, go check out her channel, dude. She's a sketch artist, man. She's awesome, dude. Anyways, wait, there's a limit to what? There's a limit to... I don't know about that. You have too many So wait, you subscribe to too many people? Is that what you're trying to say? Yep. I don't know if that's an actual thing. I may have to Google that. Can that happen? That's weird, dude. Unless my phone memory sucks. Huh. Well, I mean, if you get around to it, it's much appreciated. But also just the good company. I'm all about good company, dude. So, Cat's Nightmare, Jamie's asking you what your handle is because he wants to check out your page. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. Yeah, I like to come on here and, you know, talk to people about artwork, talk to people about sobriety, talk to people about the good Lord and do art and all that good stuff, you know? Handle. I'm so confused. Anyways, appreciate all you guys. Appreciate you guys checking this out. We're almost about done for like the start of it, but it's only 3:10, dude. I don't know if you guys like these things. I'll probably be doing more in the weeks to come because I had a trip planned, but more than likely I'm gonna cancel it because shit's going crazy down in Mexico right now, and um, I still have 2.5 weeks off, so I'll be on here. I'm confused now too. Like Jamie, you said is it the same handle at Cat? Now, are you trying to look up Cat's Nightmare? Crazy shit happened in Mexico, dude. So, like, 2 days ago, one of the cartel leaders got killed, and by the Mexican government. And it's like shit's hitting the fan down there, dude. But we're not going to talk about that right now because, we just want to focus on the positives. You know what I'm saying? And what's positive right now? We're all here chilling, living, loving life, talking about art, talking about creativity. Jamie, you should check out Cat's Nightmares page. Her channel's dope, dude. Go check it out. She's super talented, bro. And like, anyways, I'm gonna stop. I talk too much, dude. I talk too much. Perfect. That's all you had to do. Right on. Hell yeah, Cat. Trying to hook you up with some subs, dude. Cat's awesome. She's so cool. Anyways, I'm probably going to be on here a lot during the week. Um, so tune in. Push that notification button, or however that works. Gonna be doing a lot of live paintings, a lot of live illustrations. I could watercolor this. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe tomorrow. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's networking right there. That's awesome. This is an illustration that I'm working on. My name's Sean. I like to do artwork. I like to do live paintings. It could just be your algorithm, dude. But I mean, like, if you're looking, like, if you're putting in hashtags art or hashtags drawing or anything like that, then yeah, of course, that's going to show up on your algorithm. But as far as YouTube goes, I've always followed artists on YouTube just because they're like, Instagram's toxic, Facebook's just a react program pretty much, and YouTube's like OG, dude. Plus, YouTube is the top paying platform for creatives out of any of them. Out of any of them. Like, they paid out over like $10 billion to creatives last year. And mind you, there's like a billion people on YouTube creating, but still, like, it gives you hope that you could you could create a side hustle out of this, man, and that's kind of what I'm pursuing. But I don't know. It's I'm trying not to get into the analytics of it because that's when it doesn't become fun anymore. I'm just trying to get on here and share some cool artwork with you guys, and if you guys like it, that's fucking awesome. See, I don't get as much views on Instagram, dude. It's weird. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why I started posting on YouTube is because I get more views on YouTube than I do on Instagram or Facebook. And I did step away from Instagram for a little bit, and when I did that, Scorpio, thank you, dude. Appreciate it. When I stepped away from Instagram, I took a break from it for like a year, and when I downloaded the app again, everything was different on it, dude. Um, Scorpio, if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe, dude. I do live paintings on here, live illustrations. I post mainly stuff about sick artwork, man. So check it out, dude. Check out the channel. I do take requests as well. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Scorpio, you're the man, dude. I think it'd be pretty cool if I hit 300 tonight. I've already gained quite a bit of followings today, which is dope. I'm trying to get to the gift status, like where I can receive gifts for doing this shit, because somebody over the weekend said, "You're so talented, yada yada yada. I wish I could give you a gift," and I didn't know what that was. And as soon as I heard about that, I was like, dude, it's time to get grinding. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully I get there one day. But as of right now, I enjoy just doing artwork on here. This is so much fun. And like this has turned out pretty cool. It's probably about an hour and a half worth of work. Now I could totally come in and watercolor this, or I could just leave it as black and gray and work on more of the depth and dimension of the piece itself. Check out my live streams too. I got a playlist on my channel if you want to check out more live streams like this. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate it. I love that emoji. It looks good though, yeah? It's looking cool. I don't know. I think that looks pretty dope. Maybe get a little bit more on the feathers, the tail feathers. Maybe make them more defined. And like make the deciphering factor between the log or the branch that it's perched on. Looks pretty. Thank you, Kat. And sometimes to get that wood texture or that bark texture, to make it defined and like make it look like the branch is round, because like as to make it look round, you're gonna want to have it lighter in the center and darker on the outsides because no light is hitting it. Do you make copies? Play around with No, I mean I know I could, but I mainly mess with original pieces, dude. Like I don't know why. Like I mainly mess around with original pieces. When I really get creative with like messing around with different prints and shit like that, is mostly my digital art. Like the stuff that I have on YouTube with my digital art is like doesn't even cusp the surface of what I can do digitally. And like like say a digital painting, I could totally go in and change all the fucking colors to make it completely opposite, like polarized or inverted or whatever, and print that out and still have the original in a different file. You know what I'm saying? But when I focus on traditional stuff, what I create is what I create. But I appreciate the advice. I mean, that's pretty good advice is to make a copy of it first. But another thing is this right here, this is watercolor paper. So like if I copy this onto just like a regular piece of fucking paper, I'm not going to be able to get the same effect as the watercolor paper has. So like if I were to copy this on a piece of printer paper, that's hard to say, a piece of printer paper, the watercolor on it would warp the paper. But yeah, anyways, that's enough about that. I mean, some people do that though. I'm not one of them though. I like to mess around with originals. And if you like it, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. Is that supposed to be a crow or a raven? No, it is honestly, it's, I'm pretty sure it's a kingfisher bird, but it's not like the kingfisher bird from like the Pacific Northwest. It's more of a kingfisher from like the Sahara Desert maybe, or like the Savannah Desert. And I sketched it out from a reference photo, but then I did all the shading and line work and whatnot and the branches and shit all off the top of my head. So, but crows and ravens are really cool. Princess Johan, you like it a lot. Thank you. I appreciate your kind words. Um, I mainly come on here and do live illustrations and live paintings and shit. I've only been posting on here for about 2 weeks, and I'm trying to grow as a channel. So if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. But if you don't, you can just chill and watch me draw. But yeah, again, thank you for saying it looks nice. I appreciate that. But yeah, I mainly post stuff on here about artwork. During the lives, I usually talk about creativity and doing art and all sorts of shit when I draw. That's hilarious, dude. Thank you, Princess. I appreciate that. That's a happy day right there. Woo! Yeah, Cat's Nightmare, you're hilarious, dude. But I'm just about done with this one, guys. I may post some stuff on it tomorrow or by the end of the night. But what I want to do is make this look more like part of a branch. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe add a branch over here. I think that'd be cool. And then maybe some hanging down vines and shit. So let's keep going. It's not even 4 o'clock yet. Um, if you guys like, if you guys like these live illustrations and live paintings and shit like that, I created a playlist on my channel that just plays hours worth of live illustrations. Just me talking with people and drawing and painting live. So if you want, check it out. It helps my view hours. But you just hanging out right now is plenty. I love the company. I love talking about this kind of stuff. Kat, you're a very talented artist. And then what I like to do when I get close to being finished is create a bold outline around the whole thing, creating like a distinct outline to differentiate the negative space in the background and this focal point of the piece itself. I think it makes it look cool. But once again, I appreciate all the new subscribers. You guys are dope. Before you know it, I'll have hit my goals. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying earlier, this doing these live illustrations helps me get better as an artist, which is cool. Let's see how that looks. Excuse me for a second. I gotta stretch. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I dig it. Looks pretty dope. What do you guys think? Think it looks good? Is it finished? Think it looks done? Dope. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you saying that, man. I know it. I know what we need. We need another branch. Thanks, cats. I think that'll make it look more complete. Let's put her in. Anyways, like I was saying, um, if you guys like these live illustration videos, I made a playlist on my channel. Go check them out if you want to see more of these. It helps my view time, and they're just fun to watch because I like some things that I draw on them are just like freestyle to the max. I like don't even sketch anything out. I just take the pen to the paper and start fucking drawing. And then I've been getting more into like doing a sketch and drawing that too. But Poisoned Manny, what you drawing? It's a bird. It's a kingfisher, but it's abstract for sure because if you look closely, this branch, there's no feet on the bird, and the branch just sort of like connects into the bird at the feet of the bird and at the back of the head too. And I don't know, I first started doing stuff like this when I was in high school. I never really developed off of it, but lately I've been getting super into this type of style, which and like people dig it, people like it, which is cool. But there's no like there's no distinguish that's hard to say. There's no distinguishing where the bird stops and the tree begins or where the tree stops and the bird begins, which is cool. I don't know. But Poison Manny, I hope you dig it, dude. Thanks for stopping in and saying what's up. If you feel the need, share the live. Um, I'm a small channel trying to grow. I'm almost at 280 subscribers thanks to you fine people. And I mainly get on here and do live illustrations and live watercolor paintings. The YouTube channel is mainly for artwork. I play the occasional disc golf and the occasional scratch ticket, but I mainly just do stuff based around artwork. So I'm taking some time off of work just to focus on art. I'll be on here pretty frequently here in the weeks to come. Trying to build a channel, dude. And you guys are helping me do that, so thank you. Really do appreciate it. But we are almost done here. This was a load of fun. I think it looks pretty cool. I still gotta add the vines too. I gotta go. Thank you, dude. Jamie, thanks, man. I appreciate it, bro. Have a good day, dude. That definitely looks pretty cool. But I think I'm gonna put some finishing touches on it for now. And I think I'm gonna sign out, guys. You guys have been awesome. Here it is up close. It's pretty cool, right? I don't know. I think it turned out well. Anyways, this is Sean Towns saying have a good day. Later.